Hey y'all, welcome to Planned Obsolescence, and this is a new series for the channel that I've been working on for quite some time, and the goal of Planned Obsolescence is to take a look at old, aging tech, maybe stuff that's considered vintage, or maybe it's just a phone from a few years ago that people don't think very much about. And in this first episode, we're gonna be taking a look at the original Google Pixel Fold. This thing is so cool. I love the form factor, and I got it for a price that you honestly will not believe. So let's take a look. All right, guys, so here we have it. It is the first gen Google Pixel Fold. One thing that really drew me to this phone is just how interesting it is. I love the form factor, so a lot of people compare this to a Passport, being that it is very wide and very short, at least the outer screen is. And I think that is so cool. You barely see small phones these days, and this is about as small as it gets. Of course, Google did update the form factor for the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, I believe is the full name for it. So this one is truly one of a kind. All right, and you guys will notice I've got the lights dialed all the way up, so we're gonna get nice up and close with the phone here, because I wanna show you the state of this thing. And as I'm going through this, I want you to keep in mind that this was an $1,800 phone less than 2 years ago. $1,800. And as I'm going through this, I want you to guess how much I got this phone for. Think about what you would pay for the state of this phone. So on the front display, honestly, it's in pretty good shape. There is a pretty major scratch if I can get the light to bounce off of it right there. But honestly, that's the worst scratch on the front display. You can tell as I go through this that this phone was not used with a case. It looks like it was used pretty casually for an $1,800 phone. So maybe not the way that you or I would be using it, but I might be the second or third owner at this point. Who really knows? So front display, honestly, I would give it like an 8 out of 10 just in terms of damage. I personally have phones that have looked way worse than this on the front. So honestly, it's not too bad. Couple major scratches, but very, very usable. And honestly, you don't really see the scratches while the display is even on, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm doing a 2-camera setup, so every once in a while I will pan over to this camera, which is the iPad over here. So you guys have never seen this angle of this room before. So there's my 16 Pro Max filming everything. So I thought it'd just be good to have a 2-camera setup for this, because I want to come over here and like demonstrate stuff. There's certain things that look better for a top-down view over here versus coming over here to do a completely different side angle. So we're giving this a try. If you like it, let me know. This whole series is a big experiment, so bear with me, guys. All right, moving back over here. And one thing that's crazy is this phone is a fingerprint magnet. Oh my goodness. The oleophobic coating on the front display must be completely worn off, because my hands are clean and I literally just wiped this phone off and you can see me getting fingerprints all over it. So it drives me crazy. On the side, so the phone is made out of stainless steel, and I haven't had a stainless steel phone in a while, and it's kind of cool getting back to it. And you'll notice already my fingerprints stacking up. But if I can get a little bit closer here, you'll notice that the side hinge is all scraped up. So again, leading me to believe the previous owner or owners didn't use a case with this thing, because there's honestly quite a bit of scratching on this side. Now going to the back, I was really shocked because the back is in like almost perfect condition. I couldn't really notice any scratches on the back glass, which is very nice. Oh God, it feels so good. Let's cut that out. Let's rephrase that. Okay, the back glass feels very nice. Reminds me a lot of the iPhone's matte glass. I remember when they first started doing it for the 11 Pro Max, I think it was. Feels very much like that. And the Google logo is kind of like embossed and it's glossy. Very nice touch. You can make it hit the light right there. The camera bar is super cool. Really love the camera bar. It makes it rest flat on a table when it is camera side down, obviously. So that's super awesome. It's been a while since I've had a phone that rests flat on a table, so I am totally okay with that. No signs of scratching on the glass. I assume it's all sapphire crystal for the glass on the cameras. Everything looks really good though. Even the stainless steel on the camera bar itself is in very, very good condition. So moving on to the sides and the top here. Top looks really good. It's extremely shiny and again, very, very fingerprinty. Here's where we'll start to notice a few little dents and dings. So this phone definitely did survive a couple crashes. Got a few scratches here to the point where the stainless steel is kind of worn away. They're very, very small. And unless you're under crazy studio lights like this, honestly, you probably wouldn't really notice it at all. And on the side here, so we've got our power button / fingerprint sensor. It works very well. I'll demonstrate that for you guys in a little bit. Volume rocker over here. And the stainless steel on this part looks very good. Again, a couple small little dents. There's one here. On the back, you can really see the scratching on the stainless steel. So you can see if I can play the light off of it. Pretty much all of that is scratching. So it's definitely not in pristine condition, but I wouldn't expect it to be for the price that I paid. All right, so the moment you guys have been waiting for, let's do the unfolding. Here we go. And I will turn the screen off so we can bounce light off of it here. And the screen, one, it's so cool. I've wanted a folding phone for so long, you guys, and it's a dream come true, honestly, just to pick this up and test it out. The inside screen is plastic, of course. I don't think there's a folding phone on the market right now that has a glass screen on the inside. I don't think that technology is readily available yet. So the inside display, looking very good. Honestly, it's like a 9 out of 10 because I can't really see anything wrong with the display itself. There's no dead spots, there's no dead pixels, and that's something you see a lot of times with used folding phones is the inside displays tend to fail, but it seems like I got lucky and this guy's got a lot of life left. So hopefully I can keep this fold for quite some time. One thing I wanted to point out, and the only major source of wear on the inside here is the bezel. So as I'm going around the display with the light here, you can see all these scratches. And that's because the bezel is like a hard black plastic, like you see in a lot of like cars. And nobody likes piano black plastic, and I'm one of those people. So definitely very scratched up on the inside here. The interior camera is in very good shape. It still takes really great pictures. There's no scratching on the glass for that, but the plastic is pretty chewed up. The hinges are in a really good state. There's a little bit of like denting on the stainless steel itself that you can see there, but overall it's not too bad. And let me know if this sounds like normal Hinge behavior to you, because it sounds fine to me. So we'll do a little ASMR here. I love the way it closes, by the way. That's so satisfying. It sounds so high-end. All right, so we'll open it back up. I don't really think there's any creaking or anything like you hear a lot with folding phones. Maybe the tiniest little bit as the screen itself is unfolding. But honestly, not too bad. So guys, moving over to this camera now. Again, it's an iPad. Let me know how it looks. Does it look good? I hope so. So now that we've reviewed the exterior of the Google Pixel Fold that I got, I want you guys, again, keep in mind, $1,800 phone less than 2 years ago. How much do you think I paid for this one? You got 5 seconds. All right, I'm gonna tell you, that wasn't 5 seconds. I paid $362 for this Google Pixel Fold. Yeah, no, really, really. And there's not a single thing wrong with it. Even the battery is in really good condition. I feel like I got the deal of a lifetime because I saw Google Pixel Folds in this price range that had interior display problems, had like major exterior damage, you name it. And honestly, I got it through eBay, which I wasn't going to go through eBay. I usually buy used devices through Swappa. That's kind of my go-to. But eBay had a really good price that I could not beat on Swappa. So let me give you the specs of this thing. It is a 512 gigabyte model. And on top of that, it's also unlocked. So I can use this on any US carrier, I'm pretty sure. Definitely T-Mobile. And again, I feel like I got a really good deal because most of the folds in this price range are locked to a specific carrier, and they were the 256 gig models. So I got really lucky with this thing, and I could not be more thrilled because I have always loved this phone. I love this form factor so much. Kind of upset that the recent Google Pixel Fold is a different form factor now. I love how short this thing is. It's so freaking cool. I'm like glowing about a phone. So yeah, let me know guys, do you think I got a good deal with this thing? Would you pay $362 for this? Do you think I overpaid? Honestly, I don't see how you could possibly think I overpaid because the price was amazing for this. And just the fact that this phone is going to be supported for another 3 years. So we're coming up on 2 years of it being supported. I believe late last year, Google announced that they were extending Android updates and security updates for the original Google Pixel Fold. So super excited to be taking advantage of that. And I haven't had a modern Android phone in quite some time. So I'm really excited to finally have one in hand, have one that runs the latest version of Android that's going to keep receiving updates. And this thing is awesome. I could not be more thrilled. The fingerprints, you guys, it's nuts. This is the most fingerprinty phone. Even the matte glass on the back is getting like all fingerprinty. I don't know if it's me nervous because I'm recording. Who knows? But very fingerprinty phone. Let me try to wipe this off. And guys, thank you so much for joining me for this first episode of Planned Obsolescence. Again, I am so excited to bring this series to you guys. Let's take another look at this fold here. Wait for it. Oh, so freaking cool. I'm very excited for this series. And my goal is to have at least 3 videos for each device. So the first video is the one you're watching now. It's the initial impressions, my thoughts after using the device for a minimal amount of time, a day or two. The next video in the series is actually going to be a day in the life with this guy right here. Super excited for that. And the third video is actually going to be a full retro review. So that's going to be me talking about all the specs, what I like about the device, how does it hold up in 2025. So be on the lookout for those videos very, very soon. And let me know in the comments what you think of the Google Pixel Fold. Is this a device that still holds up in 2025? Or is this a little bit too old for your taste? Would you rather have something from the Samsung line of foldables? Are you a OnePlus fan? Just let me know. I would love to talk about it. And guys, thank you again for watching. I hope you'll join me for the next episode in this series coming very, very soon. I still have to film it though. And with all that said, guys, my name is Dan and I make tech videos every single day. So I do hope that you will subscribe and I will see you guys next time. Peace.